Hello everyone, I'm Love here, back again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. So in today's video, I'll be creating a guide on the Arctic Goliath, which is the water boss in this Rift of Chaos. So currently I have already completed stage 1 up to stage 4 using a strategy that relies on poison debuff to inflict damage to the boss. Currently this is one of the boss that is affected by the poison debuff, and I'll be showing you how I tackle this boss with my team. And before I show you my team, let's quickly go over the boss mechanics or the boss abilities to understand how his skills works, and then we can formulate the team around him to take advantage of his weaknesses. So the first ability of this boss is the Frost Strike. At the end of each round, deals true damage to all enemies. If the enemy has fewer than 2 positive effects, applies frozen to the enemy for 1 turn. So you need to have at least 2 or more positive effects to avoid this frozen debuff. Alright, otherwise right, your heroes will be forfeited the turn. And one way to gain positive effect is to bring in heroes such as like Hakrin that can provide the permanent max health up increase, or you can bring in Jonathan to provide the AoE shield. But this one is not really reliable because if the shield is destroyed by the damage dealt by the enemies, let's say at the later rounds, then your heroes will still get frozen. So you need to bring another backup hero such as like heroes that can provide additional positive effect like Rachel that can provide the heal over time, and also attack above, or Blackhorn with the heal over time as well. Let's say assuming that you do not have heroes that can provide positive effect, then you can also bring in heroes that can perform cleansing like Celestial Cane, where when he gets hit by an AoE attack, then he will be able to instantly remove that negative effect. The next ability on the list would be the Frozen Seal. At the start of each round, applies 1 stack of Frozen Seal to all enemies. That lasts until the end of this round. Each stack of Frozen Seal reduces the enemy's damage dealt by 25%. So this will slow down the run, especially for heroes that deals direct damage to the boss instead of using poison, ignite, or bleeding. 1 stack are removed when the enemy attacks in their default turn. So if your heroes keep on getting frozen and unable to perform their attack, then they'll get more of this frozen seal, which reduces their damage even further. And this one is quite detrimental, especially for damage nukers. And to avoid this one, you just need to constantly prevent your heroes from getting frozen. And the third ability would be the Colossus attack. When attacking, gains a counter attack that cannot be removed until the end of the round. Damage against non-wood enemies is increased by 100%. So if you use non-wood heroes and attack during the boss turn, they'll receive 100% damage, which will instantly kill your heroes, especially for your damage dealers. And the fourth ability will be the Exploding Icicle. Deals huge damage to the enemy with the highest max health. Basically, this one always targets the highest health hero on your team, but this one does not stun your hero, like the one for the Wood Affinity boss. Then the most annoying one would be the Arctic Beam, that is consistent throughout all of the bosses in the Rift of Chaos, deals damage to all enemies, and applies stun bomb that cannot be resisted to them for 3 rounds. When the bomb's duration ends, deals true damage to the affected unit and stuns them. So this one you really need to bring in at least 1 cleanser, an AoE cleanser, to remove this bomb. And such hero would be like Blackhorn or Celestial Cane. And finally, the Frost Storm deals huge damage to all enemies and gains attack up. Damage is evenly distributed across all enemies and is reduced by 5% per 1 positive effect on the enemy to as low as 30%. So this one, this water boss encourages you to bring in heroes that can provide lots of positive effect to reduce the damage dealt by the water boss. And for the for the Arctic Beam, you can also bring in like damage dealers who can also remove the bomb debuff or transfer the bomb debuff, such as like one of the new heroes that was recently introduced, like Sima. But that one, she's only able to remove like maximum 2 using her special ability, or during her ultimate, it will be all of them. But it's not really consistent, so you need to also bring in another cleanser hero to make it to make it as a 100% safe team to remove this stun bomb. Alright, so let me show you the team that I used to tackle stage 4. And let's enter. So currently I'm using the poison strategy. So here are the heroes that I have. Basically, it's like a tanky poison team. I have Hakrin here to provide his trait 20% defense boost to all of the team members so that they'll be able to last longer in the battle. Then I have Jonathan to provide the... Hakrin also provides the increased max health up. So that's one positive effect. And then Jonathan is there for the AoE shield to negate that AoE damage dealt by the boss. Then I have Gangelo is there as my single target damage eater. So it basically takes the hit from the single target from the boss. And he's also a wood affinity hero, so he will reduce the damage taken as well as sometimes lucky to deflect those attacks. So I need to make Gangelo as the highest health in this team. Then I have Blackhorn to perform the cleansing as well as healing. And finally, I have Santis to pair up with Gangelo so that we can deal even more poison damage. So Gangelo amplifies the poison damage by double. And I have Santis to assist Gangelo to do damage based on poison. And for the spells, I'll be using Geist Renewal for additional healing. And Shield of Mercy, this one's really important because this one act as an additional positive effect. So usually what I'll do is I'll use this Shield of Mercy on my heroes such as like Santis, the core heroes who are Blackhorn, Gangelo, and Santis. So I'll just apply it on Santis, followed by Blackhorn, and then Gangelo. Because at the later rounds, right, the damage from the boss will be increasingly more powerful, and sometimes he can knock out Gangelo there. So this one is basically a manual run. Let me show you how this team works. Alright, so at the start of battle, I set it on manual. I'll put the Shield of Mercy on Santis because I don't want her to get frozen. And then I just put it on auto. On auto mode, I'll set the abilities for Gangelo as well as Jonathan to only use their A1 ability, their base ability. Because Jonathan is able to use his special ability to gain bonus turn, and once he gain bonus turn, that turn will be, what's it called? Is during the boss turn, so the boss can one-shot him during the counter attack buff. Then Gangelo, I just use him for his basic ability to apply more poison stack. So the sequence here is I want to apply poison with Gangelo first, only then with the Santis, so that we can make use of Santis trait to apply an additional stack of poison. And she can also use her ultimate to extend those poison duration debuff. As you can see, I have already applied the Shield of Mercy on Santis to prevent her from getting frozen. And then the next hero will be Blackhorn, because I don't want him to get frozen, and I want him to always be ready, available to apply the attack down that reduces the damage, and also to summon the totem to cleanse away any debuff that is placed by the boss, especially for the frozen. As you notice, Hakrin got frozen because he only has one buff, and that shield buff was broken by the boss damage there. But we do not need to worry. His Hakrin main role is to apply the increased max health up. And once he applies that 3 stack of increased max health up, it will be sufficient. Right, so on round 6, we'll apply the Shield of Mercy on Blackhorn. And the third Shield of Mercy will be on Gangelo, which is around on round 11. So I'll just target it on Gangelo here. So this run is a 100% success rate. It also depends on how well you can gear your heroes. They need to have at least minimum more than 25,000 HP on your heroes, so that once you gain the increased max health up from Hakrin, their total health should reach around about close to 35,000 health, so that they are able to survive against the boss AoE attacks up to round 15. Alright, so we are now completing round 8, and the boss have already managed to reduce his health bar to half of it on round 9. We are applying lots of poison debuff here. and Santis is extending those poison debuff duration. So I have a Gangelo on the leader spot, so you can increase the focus stats on your debuffed heroes, so that they will not be able, so the enemy will not be able to resist those poison debuff. Currently, I'm equipping Gangelo in a revival set. This one is really important because he's always taking the attack, and the rest of the heroes, they can manage to survive by themselves using Jonathan's AoE shield as well as Blackhorn heal over time. You want to make Hakrin as the most highest defense stat, so all of the heroes here can benefit from the additional defense from Hakrin. You do not need to gear Hakrin in the revival set. Same goes with Jonathan. Jonathan, you just want to gear him in maybe the best recommended set would be Terra set, so they can generate a larger shield on all of his allies here. Alright, so we got lots of bombs placed as well as one frozen on Hakrin. Hopefully we can have Blackhorn to apply the summon his totem right now. Alright, so the boss is almost dead right now with 14% HP left. Hopefully we can take him down right now. Alright, so let's check out the battle result. See how fast it took. So this one took around about 4 minutes and 20 seconds. If I set it on mostly on auto mode, it should be around about 4 minutes. And let's check out what I get here. This one is an Astro Tome for the last year faction. This one provides additional defense for your heroes, as well as secondary stat, damage against light heroes 1.1%, and attack this bonus damage equal to 3.8% of defense. This one really synergizes really well with the substat and the primary stat here. Alright, so let's check out the battle report. So most of the damage that would be Santis, because she applies lots of poison, followed by Gangelo. These are the damage taken. Seems like Jonathan is taking the most damage compared to Gangelo here. And these are the healing dealt. Alright, so let me show you how I gear each of these heroes to take on stage 4 with a 100% success rate. So let me go through the hero first, starting off with Gangelo. So Gangelo is equipped in a revival set as well as a raider set. So here are the total stats. I have him around about 30,000 health. This is really important. You need him to be the highest health so the boss will always target him. Then at least 2,000 defense. The speed doesn't really matter as long as he goes before Santis, so they can apply one stack of poison. Then Santis will be able to make use of a trait to apply an additional stack of poison. And focus is also important. 100% focus to apply the poison debuff. The rest doesn't really matter. Alright, so that's for Gangelo. Next would be Blackhorn, our primary healer, as well as cleanser. So currently I'm gearing him in a revival set as well as a guard set. Revival set is allow him to restore his health by 10% at the start of the turn or 20% if he's under 50% health. Okay, his speed tune at 195. This one doesn't really matter. His health is close to 30,000, but we don't want him to have too much health. If he has too much health, right, then the boss will target him instead. Then at least 2,000 defense and some focus stat to apply the attack down on the boss to reduce the boss damage. So that's Blackhorn. And the third hero will be Santis. So Santis, I'm gearing her in a curse set as well as a raptor set. Curse set is to allow her to have a 35% chance to apply an additional basic ability, which means more poison on the boss, which speeds up the run. And raptor set is to provide an additional 20% focus. So you want to also make her pretty tanky, close to above 25,000 HP and close to 2,000 defense stats. And she's speed tuned to go after Gangelo. He has close to 90% focus. Ideally, it should be 100% since I have Gangelo in the leader spot. That will fill up the missing 10% focus stats here. Then we get Hakrin. So Hakrin is in a mix set. Just basically gear him in double Vanguard set to provide an additional 30% defense and Raider set to get him above the minimum speed to go before the boss. So he has above 20,000 health, but most importantly, you want to get it to close to 5,000 defense stats. So currently I'm missing like 400 defense, and once I fully book him, he'll be able to reach close to 5,000 defense stats. So currently I have Hakrin book, but most of the books is going to his ability mastery, which does not really help much in improving the allies' defense stats. And yeah, so basically health, defense, speed, focus and resistance doesn't really matter here. And then finally we have one more hero, who is Jonathan. So Jonathan is equipped in a revival set as well as a raider set. So basically I get him above 25,000 HP. The more HP he has, right, the larger the shield that he can generate. Then I speed tune him to go first. But this one doesn't really matter, but as long as you have the hero with the highest health to go first, then he can apply the, what's it called, the Gaia's Renewal. So the healing will be much more when it's placed by a hero that has a lot of health. So you want 35,000 health, close to 2,000 defense. This one I'm still lacking 400 defense. So it has 214 speed and 107.5% focus. So this one is not really, you just need to focus on the health, defense, and speed. The rest doesn't really matter. So since I've already disabled Jonathan's ability, he won't be able to make full use of his ultimate ability unless the Ace developers implement a new skill mechanic where we can disable certain skills. Then we'll be able to activate the ultimate on Jonathan for the Rift of Chaos. Alright, so that's basically my hero stats and build on how to take on the boss at the stage 4 for the Water Rift of Chaos. Alright, so that's the end of my video covering my poison strategy to take on the water boss. Do let me know down in the comments below if you need any assistance on how to set up this team. Probably this is one of the team that you can use to take on the water boss. There are other strategies such as like using the bleed team, but this one requires specific heroes like Hyunwoo that was recently introduced in the game to apply the, I think, ignite or bleeding. And same goes with Buckley, those bleed team. But this one, you need to have other heroes to pair up with them so that we'll be able to deal more bleed damage to the boss. Like Muriel. Right, so if you found this video helpful, do give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, you can click on the subscribe button as well as ringing the notification bell to stay up to date whenever I upload a new video on this channel. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.